So guys, welcome to this training. Let's go ahead and rock it. If you guys have any trading questions, drop them in the chat box, all right? And we will go ahead and answer those questions. Now, something I do want to share with you guys as we get this thing rocking is for those of you that have been interested in doing HFX, okay, there's a lot of questions about HFX in regards to the brokers. All right, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. And if you guys don't have this website, I want you guys to get it you know, be able to access this. Now, on this website, you're going to have a lot of different HFX videos, as well as three specific brokers, okay, to be able to, you know, open up for HFX. Now, real quick for my TMT team, Team Money Talk, if you can drop this in there, there was some questions about the $100 deposit one because of the fact that the code was wrong or was not working anymore. But look, they came back now. So if you guys want to open up an HFX account with $100, you can use this one right here, and they changed it to Smart Money, and this one is for IQCent. Now, something I encourage you guys to do, okay? This one is VidiForex, you could see it there. This one is IQCent, you see it there. This one is Race Option, which is the one that I use. Now, I'll tell you guys the truth. I think they're all the same company anyways. They just have different minimums and stuff like that. I use Race Option. I know people that use VidiForex and IQCent, but here's the trick. When you guys are registering for these accounts, I don't want you see how it has a link here? You see how it has this information after the .com? That's a referral link. And the challenge with that is I don't want people making money off of our signups because sometimes the brokers treat those accounts differently and they charge you different fees. So here's the trick. If you're going to sign up with VidiForex or you're going to sign up with IQCent or Race Option, I want you to go directly to the website. Don't click that link. So you're going to go to IQCent.com. You're going to go to RaceOption.com. Okay. You're going to go to VidiForex.com. All right. And then here, you're going to go to sign up. Okay. And when you go to sign up, my friend, you see how it says have a promo code? Make sure you utilize the promo code because all of these are going to charge you a $500 startup deposit. Now, if you've got $500, you're good to go. But here's another thing. If you use these codes give you a bonus. And I'm going to break that down a little bit just while we're talking about this. So whether you're going to go with VidiForex, Race Option, IQCent, go directly to the website. Do not use the link that's on this website. Go directly to the website. Okay? Then whatever the promo code is, when you're registering, make sure, okay, so if you go here, you're going to sign up. You're going to scroll down. It's going to say have a promo code. You're going to put the promo code in there. And then it's going to take you to another page where you're going to fund it. Now, these guys give you bonuses. Look, like here, it's giving you a $200 bonus, 200% bonus, 200% bonus, 200% bonus. Now, what does that really mean? Well, I want you to understand, if you guys understand the power of compound interest, right? The difference is, my friend, that the broker gives you this extra bonus money. Now, what's cool about this bonus money is that now, instead of trading based on an account, let's say you did the $500 bonus. This just happened to me, by the way. I did the $500 bonus. I opened up a brand new account. I've traded HFX in the past. I took all my money out. I was trading indices and mastering some stuff over there. And so since everybody's doing HFX, I said, hey, I want to trade what my team is trading. And I decided to open up another HFX account. I did the $200 bonus. With a $500 deposit, they gave me $1,500, okay? Now, you can never withdraw the bonus money. So it's not that they gave you free money. They're giving you more money. It's like leverage in your account so you can trade more with. So for instance, if you were doing a 3% trade, you're putting 3% on a trade. If it was on a $500 account, it'd be 15 bucks. But if you're doing it on a $1,500 account, it's 45 bucks. So now your earnings are higher. And if you've got a good strategy, you compound quicker. Okay. So if you want the bonus money, take it. The only thing is they make you trade more. So you got to flip it 3 times inside of the account. There's something called rollover. And that rollover number needs to be 4,500. So if you did 500, they give you $1,500 with the bonus. You would have to flip turnover rate is 4,500 total for you to be able to withdraw without a penalty, right? But here's the thing. You're going to hit that. It's like you're going to hit that. If you're trading regularly on a $1,500 account, you're going to hit that in your first 30 days. So now you've got bonus money in there. You compound quicker and you can withdraw. So the bonus complicates you a little bit, but if you're going to build long-term, that's how a lot of these guys that you see on Go Live, they're making all this money. They start with small accounts, but they take the bonus and they flip it. The bonus money is still in there, but now you're compounding. All those compounding wins are yours, right? So it just helps you compound quicker. So you either take the bonus, and it's a little complicated. If you need more details on that, message me directly and I'll explain it to you. But if you take the bonus, there's more money to play with. If you don't take the bonus, then the money's yours. You can withdraw it whenever you want. There's no other rules and regulations to it. All right. So just a little heads up about the bonus. But guys, those are the referral codes. I dropped it in the chat box. So you are now good. Okay. If you lose that trade though, does it take away your net amount or total amount, including bonus? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Caleb. I'm sorry. I don't understand that. I want to mention IQSend will allow less than 500. Okay. Just so you know, so use the referral codes, guys, because yes, you can send the money and they'll accept it, right? But you got to get into the chat box. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. I'm a person that I like to, I like to kind of play by the rules. So if they tell me that they want me to send 500, I want to send 500. If they tell me they want me to send 200, I want to send 200 because I don't want any complications with the brokers and my money, right? So use the referral codes. With the referral codes on IQSend, $100 is the minimum. With the bonus, they'll give you 300 to trade with. And then the other ones, Race Option and Vidi Forex, $250 minimum. If you take the $200 bonus, that'll put you at $750 to trade with. Very powerful. So Caleb, if what you're saying is if you lose a trade, does it take it away from your net amount or the total amount including bonus? Total amount including bonus. So whatever the number is, right? They're not differentiating whether it was the bonus money or your money. It's just in there. So it gives you more to play with. Okay? Miriam says how to take advantage of price action and master it. That's a good question. Am I coming to North Carolina? Yes. Most likely next Friday, not this week, most likely next Friday. Message me about that, Amber. I saw that you were asking, and I believe you're in North Carolina, so message me on that, okay? Who is your educator using Pivot Scanner? We're going to talk about that. I'm loving HFX, but have been going back and forth with wins and lessons. Not positive in my overall account yet, but only trading live a week and a half now. So here's the thing. So here's your first nugget. This is for HFX. This is for whatever trading that you're doing, okay? Look, number one, master a strategy, master your entries on demo before you're trading real money. That's just my advice, okay? And then, for instance, if you're trading with a certain educator, okay, learn how that person teaches and calls out the trades, especially with HFX because it's fast. Remember this, you want to get in when they get in, right? And if you're trading with an educator, try to stay with the same educator. What can happen is you trade with this educator, this educator, they trade differently, and it can throw off, your growth in your account. So what I would encourage you guys to do when you're trading live, only trade live with one educator and one strategy on one account. Do not start mixing all kinds of stuff up because it's hard to get consistency that way, if that makes sense. So practice a strategy on demo, guys. Get it right. By the way, all of the HFX brokers, they will give you a demo after you deposit. So for instance, if you've got IQ options, race options, Vidi Forex, okay, or IQSend, race option or Vidi Forex, you go into the chat box and you ask them for a demo account and they will give you one. And then now you can trade with that demo account. All right. Hope that helps. Okay. Are we always looking for pullbacks? If so, are they always our friend? Miriam, you're asking good questions. I could tell that you've been studying. I love it. I love it. All right. Keep it up. Keep it up. So Miriam's asking about price action, how we can practice master. I'm going to talk about that. That's good. That's good. All right. Now, there was another one. Let me see. Pat, when entering your buy or sell, what are the standards for how long you should give the trade before you pull out of the trade? All right, guys, let's go to TradingView right now and let's rock it. All right. We are in this, baby. We are doing this. Hope you guys are ready, ready, ready. If you guys see TradingView, drop a 1 in the chat so I know that you see what I see. Anybody? Do you get? Okay, good, 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 good. All right, awesome, awesome. All right, so Caleb asked a good, or not Caleb, Pat asked a good question. Pat said, when entering a buy or a sell, what are the standards for how long you should give the trade before you pull out? Okay, here's the thing about that question, Pat, and it's a great question. I want you to think a little further out, right? And really, here's the main question you need to ask yourself, right? So if you're a scalper, if you're scalping the market, what that means is you're in and out of the market in 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, right? So really the question is, what's your risk on that trade? And what are you seeing? Okay, look, I'm going to give you an example. Somebody tell me that's, this is a little bit more intermediate to advanced. What do you see? What market structure pattern do you see here? Tell me, let's see if somebody can tell me, what do you see market structure wise right here? Anybody know what that is? Boom, Kevon, Jamaica, stand up. Let's go. So this is a head and shoulders pattern, okay? If you guys don't know what a head and shoulders pattern, guess what it looks like? It looks like a head. It looks like a shoulder. So this is the head right here. So you could say, boom, price comes up, price comes down, price comes up, price comes down, price comes up, price comes down. And typically when you see these patterns, guys, you're going to get in right here. Okay? So let's say you're getting in. Now, mind you, if you're using a strategy, the strategy gave you the entry. If the strategy gives you the entry, it typically gives you the exit as well, right? But I'm just giving you this because somebody asked about price action as well. So head and shoulders pattern happens. Freaking thing drops. This is XRP. So this is Ripple. This is a cryptocurrency. Drops 70 pips, right? Why would I get out of this trade? Well, I got in because I was expecting a head and shoulders pattern to drop. But if I see this thing start going up and it starts clearing these highs up here, guess what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out this trade because it's no longer, I got in because of the head and shoulders, but now the head and shoulder is no longer valid. Does that make sense? But check this out. Let me show you a way that I can tell on, let's go to a scanner real quick. I'm going to take out the harmonic scanner, right? So you come in here and you're going to take a trade. Boom. Just going to give you this as an example. Okay? If this thing decides to come up here, okay, and hit my stop loss, it invalidates the trade. So you get out. You're not going to stay in it if it's breaking the pattern. Okay? If it breaks the pattern, you're not going to get in it, right? Now, let's say you're in profits and let's say it comes down here, but then price starts dancing around here and candle after candle after candle after candle, it's just not moving. I get out. If price starts reversing and I don't like it, I get out. See, I've learned how to read these candles. And this is what Miriam was, I believe it was Miriam was asking about the, the price action. You're watching these candles, guys, and they're going to indicate it for you because look, like for instance, you see how price came down here? Okay. Price comes down here. Now, sometimes price will come up before dropping again. So if you're in profit and you put your stop loss at break even, you may get stopped out. You got to pay attention and re-enter it right here so you can catch the drop. My HFX people don't got to worry about any of this stuff, by the way, right? So where would I get out? Bro, you want to watch for changes in the market. You want to see, does it start looking like it wants to come back up? Okay. But here's a rule that I would tell you is when you put your stop loss and your take profit, guys, I would just let that thing ride. And if you're in profit a little bit, then put your stop loss in the profit zone and let that thing ride. Because learning how to read price action takes time. It takes time on these charts, right? So, I would be patient. Now, here's a couple of rules that I try to follow. Try not to stay in trades after 5 p.m. because you're going to notice that the broker is going to charge you a fee. So let's say there's a great trade on whatever it is, and you get in it at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 o'clock hits, market closes, you get hit with a fee. And now when you close that trade, you got to pay for it. That's why these Bitcoin trades, sometimes they go a few days long. By the time that you close them, even if you close them in profits, right? You end up paying all these fees. So when I get into these Bitcoin trades, I like to be in and out of the game. Same thing with XRP. I don't like to trade for too many days because then the fees start eating you up and the profit sucks. So I would just say, once you're in profit, put your stop loss and take profit. If you see that it's reversing, you can get out. But here's the thing: if you have a stop loss and you calculated it well, don't just get out of trades, because I can't tell you how many times I got out of trades that won and I stopped doing it. I said, you know what? I already got my stop loss. I'm gonna let that thing ride. Right? The harder part is letting it ride all the way to the profit zone you want. Right? So that's kind of it, man. Once your strategy tells you your stop loss, you take profit, let that thing ride. Pay attention to trades that go after 5 p.m. because they'll charge you fees, all right? And the rest you will learn over time, all right? How do we want the Head and Shoulders to look? Here's the thing is, I wish there's no perfect way to put it, but literally there's so many variations. As long as you see 3 heads. Now, mind you, typically you want the head to be the highest point, okay? Here it was kind of even there, but I still see the Head and Shoulders. And then when this shoulder is lower, it typically will give you more of an indication of a drop. Now, here's the thing. Somebody put Head and Shoulders are always for drops, meaning sells. They could also be for buys. So this is called an inverted Head and Shoulders. So you guys have to, these are harder to see, but you got to train your eye that you can catch buys also, guys, it's called an inverted Head and Shoulders. So if you see 3 points, okay, that could also indicate a buy. So you want to pay attention to that. Okay. Let me see if I have another question, and we're going to jump right into pivots. Let me see. Are we always looking for pullbacks? Not really. Okay. Not really. You know what pullbacks get you? They get you extra entries. So like, let's say for instance, you get in the trade here. All right. You see that? You get in that trade for whatever reason right there. All right. And let's say that this was your level that you got in. Boom. All of a sudden, you've realized, dang, price is coming back up. I like this. All right. Let me draw it like this. Price comes. So you're in profit. Price comes back up. Boom. And you think it's about to drop again. You can get a re-entry on that pullback. And then now you have a second entry here. Okay. Remember, you don't always get a pullback. But if the strategy that you're learning, okay, involves pullbacks, then you want to honor that. Like for instance, the whole break and retest. This is what Christopher Derrick. By the way, look, this is for you, Miriam. Look at this Head and Shoulders right here, guys. If you want to learn about Head and Shoulders, study levels with Oren Wright in FRX. So look, you see, there's no right way. Like Head and Shoulders are just patterns that you just. Once you see it, man, you see it forever. You see this, guys? Look at this. Sheesh. And look at the drop you could have caught on that. You see that? Look how sick that is. Boom. That's Sheesh, that's over 115 pips. Okay. So you can catch a lot of head and shoulders movements. It's one of the most famous movements in all of trading. Okay. So good stuff there. All right. What else? What else? Price action. And again, price action is just looking at these candles, guys. You know, it's just learning, you know, like for instance, you know, just little things like this. Okay. But this is why the scanners are good, because you combine price action with different strategies. So for instance, look, price could not break this zone, and then all of a sudden price shot up, you know, boom, just little things like that. That's price action. Okay. All right. Let me see anything else. Anything else? Anything else? All right, guys. Good, 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 good. I love it. I love it. If you guys got value so far, drop a 222 in the chat. If you guys have gotten value so far from this call. All right. And guys, here's what we're going to do. You know, I remember going to a convention. I think it was our Dallas convention. And this was about a year ago. And I remember, you know, going into the session and seeing this amazing brand new scanner called the Pivot Scanner. And I said, there is something very powerful here. And I felt that way because it was just so simple and powerful. Now, remember this. On our platform, we've got right now, you know, like 20-something scanners, okay? 150 educators. I couldn't even tell you the amount of total strategies that are being taught on the platform. And here's the crazier part, is that they all work, right? But you know who wins is a person that sticks to one. So you're going to see something new. It's going to be something cool. If you don't have a strategy, maybe this is for you. You know, Roosevelt randomly was like, yo, if you guys don't know about the Pivot Scanner, I said, man, that's really cool because not a lot of people utilize it. And I reached out, I said, yo, Roosevelt, I would love for you to share with people, you know, what your journey's been like with it. So guys, please do me a favor, drop some 111s in the chat for, you know, a young gentleman killing the game, you know, now with the Pivot Scanner. He believes in impacting people. I'm going to go ahead and welcome up my boy Roosevelt to the platform, and he's going to share with you guys exactly how pivots work. So drop some 111s in the chat for him, and he's going to go ahead and rock it for us. Go ahead, Roosevelt.
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? Awesome, awesome. Just going to introduce myself very quickly, guys. My name is Roosevelt Gonzalez. I am 21 years old, and I am from New Jersey. I've known about Forex for about 2 years now. My first time I was introduced to it, I didn't join IM Academy. Basically, I was trying to learn on my own until I realized that I needed to actually learn from professionals and people that actually became 6- and 7-figure earners. So once I joined IM Academy and I saw all these strategies and all these different scanners, that's when I started picking up on majority of the things. But it is a journey. So it is something that, you know, you have to take serious, and, you know, you have to at least invest an hour a day to pick up things and get things going. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to make profits. And if you're on this call, then you have a desire to learn how to trade and make money off your phone. So going back to what Steve was saying about the Pivot Scanner, I've been using it for the past, I would say, 3 months, and it's a scanner that's very powerful. And I'm going to go into detail on how it works and how you're able to scalp the market and basically catch anywhere from 10 to 30 pips in a matter of 1 to 3 hours. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And if you do want to take notes, I do recommend that. I'll be going over a lot of things that I have today regarding the Pivot Scanners. So if you can just drop a 2 in the chat box if you guys can see my screen. All right, perfect. All right, guys. So here I have up the Pivot Scanner, which is basically where you go and you find all the scanners. So right here on the side, you see the harmonic scanner, you see the vibrata scanner, you see gold cup, levels, pivots, steady, and all the other scanners. So one day randomly, I decided just to click on pivots. I knew about it for a long time, but the first day I saw it, I saw a bunch of lines, and I didn't even want to I didn't want nothing to do with it. I was just like, I'm gonna just ignore this scanner. But then when I started looking into it, there's a lot of power behind behind the scanner. And I believe someone asked about price action. And what the pivot scanner is about is basically reversal zones and also supply and demand zones. So strong price action areas. So you see all these colorful lines on the screen. They may look confusing, but I'm gonna break it down right now in the most simplest way, and basically just go to where it matters. So all of these lines are basically small. They're pivot zones, and they're basically small support resistant areas. But the ones that really matter on this pivot scanner is, let me find this tool. The zones that really matter on this scanner is the +3, +2, +1. Now I'm gonna draw out these zones for you guys here, and I want you to basically see what I'm see this. So here, that's one zone, and then down here, this is my second zone. All right, perfect. So here you see that I created two zones, basically support and resistance, and on the side, you see +3, +2, +1, and also R8. On the bottom, you see S0, -1, and -2. Those areas are reversal areas. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen on presentations, they basically say buy low, sell high. That's basically it with the pivot scanner. When the candles are reaching these areas, that's showing that there's going to be a major reversal, a big reversal, not a small one candle, two candle reversal, but basically the market is going to start trending the opposite way. So this is a perfect example that I was watching right before this call. This was an hour ago. So you see the two zones that I drew out, and you see the +1 right here on the side, the purple line. So price just hit 2 hours ago. It just hit that purple line, basically that reversal zone that I just drew out for you guys. What did it do as soon as it hit that purple line, that +1 zone? Price just started shifting down. So let's say I would have entered 2 hours ago. Once price hit that zone, right at the opening of the next candle, boom, 14 pips in 2 hours. And this is odd NZD. This is a slow pair. Let's say if it was GBP pair, I would be basically up. This would be about 30 to 40 pips, just that candle itself. So basically in 1 hour, I secured 14 pips once it hit that R1. Now, you have to accept what the market gives you. If I'm up 14, let's say me personally, I go for 20 pips, but let's say I'm up 14 pips in just 1 hour. So basically 1 hour, I'm basically already more than halfway through 20 pips. I'm already at 14. All I need is 6 more. I'm closing my trade. I'm fine. I don't want to stress anymore. I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to. If I'm up 14 pips, I'm exiting. And basically, it goes into profit. You go into profit right away once it hit these levels. Of course, you do need a stop loss. Now I'm gonna move on to another trade so you guys can see. All right, right here, perfect. So you see the +1, +2, +3. Those are the reversal zones. Once price goes near those areas, it's telling me that price is about to reverse. So right here, boom. Price went to the R1, it touched the R1, and then went straight down right here. 21 pips once it hit that R1. It did it again right over here. It went down 18 pips. Then it touched it again. It went down 48 pips. So price hit that a +1 3 times, and it both went into profit more than 15 pips. Now let's talk about the drawdown, because no one likes to be in drawdown. I hate drawdown. So and I'm sure we all do. But look, price hit the +1, and all I went was -6 pips, and then it shot down 23 pips. It hit the R1, and then it went up 7 pips, and then it went down about 30 pips. Did that 3 times. So these are already 2 examples that I'm showing you where price hits the +1 area, the +2, and the +3. Now there is another pair that I was watching. Let's go to GBP NZD. All right. So this one is right here. This one hit the the -3, the -3, and then it shot up 377 pips. Now you have to be patient for price to hit these areas, the -1, the -2, and the -3. Once price is near those areas, then that's when you start looking for an entry. You start looking for the perfect entry. So let's say you go for 20 pips and your stop loss is 20 pips. Let's say you enter right here at the -3, that's your entry price, and then your stop loss is 20 pips below that. Right over here. So for this point right here, it didn't go anywhere near 20, anywhere near your stop loss for this entry. Right over here, if you would have entered here, it went down 25 pairs, but this is GBP NZD. This is the most volatile pair. So for all GBP pairs, you never want to go for 20 pips. You always want to at least have a 30 pip stop loss because it's that volatile. So once it hit that that -3, it went straight up for 376 pips. I'm going to show you one more example, and then I'm going to go into another part of the pivot scanner. All right, let's see right here. All right. So now this is CAD JPY. Let me see the chat box. Let's see. All right. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat box so I can answer it for you. All right. So here, this is CAD JPY, and I am watching this trade. Notice that right now it's currently by the +2 and +3. So right now, I'm personally looking for an entry right now on CAD JPY. I'm basically monitoring this trade. So it passed the +1 and it's on its way to the +2. It might not go to the +2, but right now this is where the basics come in. And if you are new on this call, please make sure you go through the basics on the boot in the academy. You can't skip the basics and then go straight into a scanner because then you will lose. You won't be profitable if you're skipping a major step of becoming a profitable trader. So right here, I'm basically going to draw a channel. I'm going to go from this end right over to this end. And the developer of this scanner, Lee Allen, she trades strictly on pivots and these channels that I'm drawing for you right now. So right here you see, all right, all right, so this is the channel. I connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 touches on this channel that I just put on the chart. So it just made that 5th touch, and notice that right now it's already in the reversal zone. It's at the +1, +2, and +3 area. So it's about to reverse in the next either this hour. Notice that it's going down as I'm talking, and it can go down maybe going into London session or maybe in the next 2 hours. It will drop completely. So right now it hit that channel that I just drew for you guys, and it's right now it's up 5 pips. And notice that the EMA that is right over here, the green EMA is a magnet to price. So price always goes up and then comes back down to the EMA, just like Tyrone and Patrick say for DeLorean. The EMAs are a magnet, basically a dynamic support and resistance. So right now, price is going down, and eventually it's going to come back down to that green EMA, and that's 29 pips. And all you need is, if you're a scalper, 10 pips. If if you want to have decent profits, then 20 pips is a good amount. That's what I go for personally, 20 pips every single day. Um, and that's basically it. So right now is in the reversal area and it's about to come down. It's coming down now as we're speaking. And as you can see, um, you can create channels, trend lines with the pivot scanner. Now, I do have a little bit more for you guys. It's my first time doing a trading call, so I want to make sure I give out as much value as I can. If you guys can just drop a two in the chat box, if you know the scanner sauce from Manny Quinones, if you know the new strategy that he came out with, drop a two in the chat box so I can show you now how I implement that strategy with the pivot scanner. All right, perfect. So Manny Quinones is the master educator of the harmonic scanner. He came out with a strategy that's called the SAW strategy. So that SAW strategy works perfect with the pivot scanner. So I'm gonna show you right now his strategy with the pivot scanner, and he only uses it on the harmonic scanner and with supply and demand areas, um, strong reversal areas. So for his strategy, there's a lot to it, but I'm going to break it down to you in a very simple way. So there's a bunch of indicators on my chart, and basically what we're looking for is all the indicators to match and say that there's going to be either an uptrend or downtrend. But the most important indicator for this strategy is the DMI that's right down here. So if you can see right down there, I just put a line. I'm going to highlight that line that I just put. All right. So right here, that line that I just put is at the 40 line. When this black line passes up towards that 40 line, it's signifying that there's a strong trend, either an uptrend or a downtrend. Now, how do I know if it's a strong uptrend or downtrend? Is by the blue or red line. If the red line is up, then that's telling me that it's on a downtrend. If the blue line is up, then that's telling me that it's on an uptrend. So I need this this black line to be crossing this black line at the 40 line, and I need the red to be on top of the blue if I'm going for a sell. So right over here, right at this candle, this one here is when the black line completely crossed the 40 line upward, and the red is on top of the blue, meaning that the sellers are in control. Now notice on my pivots, we are at that reversal area at the +1, +2, and +3. So we're already at the high of the pivot zone, and we're at a reversal area already, signifying that's what pivots is telling me. So when I put pivots in the strategy that Manny created, and I combine them together, you're basically going to be putting two strategies that came from two master educators on IM together, and you're combining them. And basically, this strategy is what I've been using with pivots these past 2 months. So I would have entered right here at this Heikin-Ashi candle when the black line crossed the 40, and then it went straight down for 49 pips. Zero drawdown. Yep, zero drawdown. It didn't go in any drawdown. It went straight down for 50 pips. So I'm just gonna repeat it one more time in case you didn't get it. The price is currently at the reversal areas in pivots. It's at the R3 +3 and +2 area. So right there, I'm looking without the strategy. I'm looking, all right, I know price is going to go down. So how can I get more confirmations? Boom, I add the strategy that Manny Quinones created. I wait for my black line at the DMI to cross the 40 line down here. I need my red to be on top of the blue. So I'm waiting. You need to be patient with the strategy. Boom, right there. I have a flat top Heikin-Ashi candle. Price opened right here and then went straight down for 43 pips. and it went 9 pips drawdown for 50 pips. But the strategy is accurate. When you combine the scanner sauce and the pivots together, you will be profitable and you will have very minimal losses, barely any losses. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat box. I know I kept going and I know I can keep talking. So let's see. All right. There's just one more thing I have for you guys, and it's what Steve was talking about on the head and shoulders. So we all know that head and shoulders are reversal patterns. So I found a moving average that you can easily identify where the head and shoulders are. So let me take off these indicators that I have here. All right. So it's the 50 EMA. So I'm sorry, 50 moving average, not the exponential moving average, just the normal moving average. So let me go to a new pair. All right. Boom. So notice that what we were talking about earlier was the head and shoulders pattern, the reversal pattern that Steve was talking about, and also that Oren Wright teaches on Go Live. So notice right here that the price is on an uptrend and it's on top of the 50 moving average. Then notice when it crosses down, it broke the moving average and it came back up to touch the moving average, basically retesting that area. So notice that right here, let's see, right over on this side, I have a left shoulder, the head. Price broke the 50 MA, retested it, came down, and then created a right shoulder. I would have entered right here because I would have considered that a right shoulder right in this area, right when it retested, and then boom, it shot down. Either way, when it broke that 50 moving average, it retested it, I would have entered right there for 50 pips. And then right here, you could have also called this the right shoulder. I would have entered also another 116 pips. So when price breaks this 50 moving average, you can easily identify these patterns. So I'm going to show you one more. Let's see, a clean one. All right, perfect, right here. All right. So price is on a strong downtrend. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to reverse. I want to see when it's going to start going up. So boom, it starts. There's a wick right here, which possibly could have been a left shoulder. Price continued to come down, and then started marching up. It went up, and then broke that 50 MA moving average, and then came back down. Now look at the rectangles that I just drew out. This wick is considered a left shoulder. The bottom is considered the head. And then this is considered the right shoulder. Now notice
real quick, Roosevelt, you're not sharing your screen, bro.
Oh, I'm not? All right. All right, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, now you're good. You may want to go back and just share some of that.
All right. I thought I was sharing it the whole time. Oh man. All right. So guys, so what I was saying is going back to what Steve was saying in the beginning of the call about head and shoulders and the reversal pattern. I know a way, well, I found a way to basically identify the head and shoulder pattern in a very simple way. And that's by using the 50 moving average that I have right here on the screen, this red line. That's 50 moving average. So when price is below that moving average, that's signifying a strong downtrend. When price is on top of the moving average, that is signifying a strong uptrend. So notice right here, I put the rectangle right here at this wick, which could have possibly been a left shoulder. Price started coming down, and then it stopped and started reversing up. I would have been monitoring this because this could be a potential left shoulder ahead and then right shoulder. So then price crossed past the 50 MA and then came back down and tested the MA and also created a right shoulder. So I have a left shoulder ahead and a right shoulder and a cross of the 50 MA. And then price went straight up 93 pips after it crossed the MA and created that right shoulder. So if you're having a hard time identifying these head and shoulder patterns and these inverted head and shoulders, then you can use the 50 MA and it's going to help you a lot to identify them. So I'll show you just one more example of me using this MA with head and shoulders right here. All right, so I have a left shoulder right here, a head down at this area, and then a right shoulder right here. And then price started reversing. But most importantly, what you're looking for is price to break that 50 MA. Once you see price break that 50 MA, then you're waiting for that right shoulder and also a retest at that MA. So price came here and formed the left shoulder, came back up, touched the MA, and then came completely down and formed the head. Then once it formed the head, it crossed this red MA, came up, and then dropped down and created a right shoulder. So right here, right in this area, right when price came down to touch the red MA, I would have entered for a buy because I have a head and shoulders pattern right there and a break and a retest at the 50 MA. So that's what I use personally to identify head and shoulders patterns. And I also use pivots with Manny Quinones' scanner saw strategy. And that's how I'm able to basically make profits on a daily basis. So
real quick, Roosevelt, can you show them the educator for pivots and who Manny Quinones is and how they get to him?
Yes. All right. So the educators for pivots is Lee Allen. In order to go and watch Lee Allen's session, you have to go on Go Live. Once you go to Go Live, you're going to go down. You're going to go down to where it says Strategies Education, and you're going to click on Pivots. Once you click on Pivots, there's going to be two educators that teach pivots, and actually one now. I guess they changed it. So now it's Lee Allen herself, and she is the creator of pivots. And she basically teaches you the inside and outside of pivots. She goes through the most basic of pivots to all the way to advanced. So once you click on her profile, you can go down to her favorite sessions, and then she has all her favorite sessions using the pivot scanner. And this she's been using this scanner her whole trading journey. And this is actually the scanner that made her into a 6-7 figure earner in Forex. She was able to master the pivot scanner, and when you hop on her session, she also does live trading, and she goes based off the pivot scanner. So she doesn't use a different strategy or trading view itself to do live trading. She trades off the pivot scanner, and her record on live trading is it's insane. It's basically she barely loses, and she trades indices, gold, Forex, everything using the pivot scanner. So make sure you go on to her session. You can find her on Go Live. you scroll down to the Pivot channel, and then once you click there, you will find all her recorded sessions. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, man, that was good, man. If you guys saw some sauce there, drop some sevens in the chat for our boy Roosevelt. I thought that was really cool. And Roosevelt, I love how you took a strategy that was from another scanner and put it into the pivot scanner. I think that's a first. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I see a future Go Live educator on our hands. You know, keep it up, Roosevelt, man. Always proud of you. I was, you know, been excited since you started, and I know big things are coming your way. So guys, listen, you know, there's so much power on the platform. You know, now you guys are equipped with another tool that you can utilize to find profitable trades. And listen, all it is finding one thing, doing it consistently over and over and over again until you guys get your results. So guys, listen, I hope you got value from this call. You know, go back into Telegram and let them know what you loved about this call. Let people know they should be on this call next week. Next week, we'll be bringing you guys more fire and more value. And guys, we do this for you. You know, when people come into our organization, we tell them, listen, we're big on impact, but we want you guys to master the markets at the same time. And we're a believer of both. And that's why we have six-figure traders already popping in our organization. I believe that very soon we'll have seven-figure traders popping in our organization. It's absolutely unbelievable. Larry says, is Pivot Scanner an add-on? It is, Larry. It's a $20 add-on unless you have the Elite package. Once you have the Elite package, you'll have all the scanners included in there. So guys, that's our call for tonight. Thank you for being with us. On Saturday, we have our marketing call. Make sure you guys plug into that at 1 p.m. Eastern. And guys, next week, next Wednesday, we'll be back. Same time, same place. Have a blessed night.